called Rainbow Road. It's the road we're all gonna go. It's a road called Rainbow Road. It's got Mario, Princess Peach, and Toad. It's a road called Rainbow Road. It's a road we're all gonna go. We'll go. It's Rainbow Road. It's where you go when you die. It's Rainbow Road. I'll miss you again, Uncle. It's Rainbow Road, it's where you go when you die. It's Rainbow Road, I'll miss you again. Oh, Rainbow Road. It is way too hot to be doing this out here. Oh, I hate summer, I hate allergies, and I hate 90-degree weather. But what I really hate is video editing software. Adobe has amazing software. They make a solid product, but they want you to pay monthly for it, which is insane. You have no ownership of it. So what's the point of sinking $60 a month, which is what you would normally pay for like a regular program, I would think, or at least that's what it used to be like, for something that you'll never have, and you have to keep paying them money just to use it. So what do? I went with Shotcut, an open source video editing software, but it just kept crashing over and over, and I looked up, why does this keep crashing? And the answer was, it just crashes on Windows sometimes a lot. So I went with Vegas Movie Studio or something. I hear that is like second choice when you can't have Premiere. So I got a demo of Vegas Movie Studio, and it said you have access to the full program for 30 days, and I think, oh, that's probably enough time for me to do a couple videos. No problem, right? So I sink like 10 hours into editing this video that's half an hour long last time, and I go to export it, and it says you can only make a video that's 2 minutes long. So that whole thing about having access to the full program was kind of a lie. So then I was faced with, well, do I just ditch all of this 10 hours worth of work, or do I give them money? And I gave them money because I had to. It was like they were holding it hostage. I don't know which is worse, but at least I have something now. I've been getting into board games again lately, and I do this kind of oscillating interest in board games where I buy board games and then I realize I don't have friends and I'm like, what's the point? And then I get into board games again and convince myself that, like, well, I know a few people, maybe they'd like to play. Or like during Christmas when I was like, well, my family will have to play with me because they're my family. Anyway, I found somebody to play Harry Potter with, and so I'm like, oh, I should buy more games, I could play more games with these people. But I still have a bunch of games that I've only played a couple times, like Super Motherload. I've only ever played at Christmas with you guys. Why would I buy another game? Ugh, it's such a headache. I actually bought a board game for my phone. I bought a game called Galaxy Trucker, which is a board game that they've ported to the phone, so you can play this board game against the computer. It was only $5 compared to like $45 for the actual board game, and you can play against the robot instead of having to find people to play with. Like, not having the physical components kind of takes away some of the charm, I guess. I mean, at least you don't have to clean it up. That was kind of worth it. So Galaxy Trucker is a game where you cobble together a spaceship out of parts that become available at different times, and then you have to fly it from one destination to another and pick up cargo along the way and fight off space pirates and epidemics, and it's fun. But board games are not about the games themselves. Like, that's obviously part of it, but it's mostly about playing with people, so playing with a robot isn't the same. I never wanted a smartphone, and then I had to get one for a job that I don't have anymore, and I was like, oh, well, at least I can play all these free mobile games that I keep hearing about, and then it was all the stuff I said last time about mobile games telling you when it's time to play, and microtransactioning you to death instead of just like paying for a game and having it. That's kind of the same idea with Adobe though, right? Another thing about smartphones is before I had a smartphone, I just had like a flip phone. If I had a curiosity about something, I would wait until I got home where I have the internet and I would look it up. But when I got a smartphone, I just had like the vastness of human knowledge at my fingertips. And I was like, well, I've got 2 free thumbs, I might as well look that up right now. And now that I'm trying not to use data, I put it off, but I don't remember to look it up when I go home. It's weird how that mentality has changed in such a short amount of time, and I can't seem to get back to it. I remember there is a Steam game that we should play together, and I'm gonna show it to you right now. Probably later, but with the magic of video editing, it can be as soon as I'm done talking. Tabletop Simulator! So, what you can do is play games. You can do multiplayer, but they've got all kinds of games. They have cards and checkers and Pillars of Eternity, Lords of the Eastern Reach. They've got a lot of official content that came with the game. Okay, they've got classic, and then they've got downloadable content, which is things that you can buy. I actually bought the Super Fight pack because I thought that would be fun to play with strangers, but it's weird playing with strangers. I don't know. But then you kind of got the ability to look around and move around, and this is me right here, and got a little counter here, I guess. Each game has a bunch of different components to it, so. And then you've got like a deck of cards, and you pick them up and you shuffle them like this. Ha 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 ha! If you do a long click, you can pick it up and shuffle. If you do a short click, you pick up a... I forgot how to flip this over. It was like... There it is, F. And then there, Alt will show you the card big so that you don't have to like try and zoom in and be like, oh, this is Mike Tyson. And this one, and you flip it, and you... Made of Stone. So it's Mike Tyson Made of Stone versus... versus Obama, except he's... oh, so Obama can use the Force. I think that was in one of the Star Wars, wasn't it? He's the bald guy with the purple lightsaber. Whoever wins, which would probably be Obama, I think. It's something you vote on, but I would vote for Obama. I keep throwing them away thinking they're not going to show up on the table. So, and then here comes another challenger. It's a giraffe. But it's duplicate one opponent attribute. Oh, okay, so they're supposed to have more than one attribute. So Obama uses the Force and throws spears. That's pretty hard to beat. Giraffe has a mustache. Mustache can stretch and move at will, but also one of the opponent's attributes, which is either throwing spears or using the Force. But aside from DLC, you also have the Workshop, which is pretty much any game that anyone has taken the time to create. Games like Super Motherload, and you got your deck and you shuffle it up. Once you figure out where everything is, or games like Harry Potter Hogwarts Battle, and you have your villains out and you fight them. And they've got all these kinds of tokens that I don't understand. These are attacks, these are money. They could have probably done a better job, but this is, you know, what you get for free. So it's kind of a... Burgle Brothers, which I don't actually know how to play, but that's okay because they will probably tell you how to play. Or maybe they just expect you to know. There are dice you can roll. Look at that. Just flip it? I don't know. Or Food Chain Magnate. Basically any game you want to play, and you can connect wirelessly and have multiple people throwing cards around and picking things up and doing loads of other stuff. But here's something you can't do in real life. Boom! Wait, no. How do I go back? There used to be a way to go back. But that's something you should get, and we could play board games together. How about that? I wanted to talk about books too, but maybe a different video.